Uh-oh. We're on the
What's
screen.
up, guys? What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Deck Talk Podcast. And we've got a friend of the podcast coming on here tonight. And it's going to be one heck of an episode. We might be going down some rabbit holes, talking about some baits, and talking about some fishing, maybe up in Ohio and doing some northern fishing. It's good to be able to have conversation with people in a different part of the country than what we are at. And so, um, but guys, this episode is brought to you by Bill Dance uh, Giant Bass Open. And it is a year-long tournament that is $45. The best $45 you're going to spend on fishing. They do monthly prizes, and the winner at the you got five regions, and the top five of each region is going to be fishing on a Bill Dance signature lake at the end of, I think it's the end of July next year. And the winner will be rolling out with a brand new F-150 and a brand new Nitro Z20 boat.
That'll be me.
With that being with that being said, guys, if you don't know, I'm Colin Burnett.
I'm Pappy J.
Guys, I've been trying to get our schedules lined up to where we can have this guest come on, and we finally got it to happen, and we thoroughly gonna enjoy this episode. I'm looking forward to it, guys. If you do not recognize this cat, you are up underneath some rock. And you need to get up out of it. Get on some social media because every day he is going live talking about some baits or just rambling on. That's my favorite part of it, is just going and rambling on. But he's got some killer baits, guys. But this is Larry Johnson with J Bros Lures. Brother, thank you for coming on, man.
What's happening? All kinds of good stuff's happening. I'm glad I could be here with y'all tonight. Everybody that's viewing in, I'm TikTok live right here beside of me. So hey, go over to YouTube, get on Deck Talk Podcast. That's where we're streaming right now. So go follow us over there. And
Well, and also, Larry, we are actually going live for the first time on TikTok right now. If you just look up Deck Talk Podcast, so check it out and go watch on it, and you can catch up what's going on. And this is an interactive podcast, guys. So if you have any questions for Larry, and we would be more than glad to ask the questions and be able to be able to ask and answer the questions that you have. So, but Larry, I have got to know, how did you get into fishing?
I'm glad you asked me that question, Colin, because I'm going to let you know. Probably 6 years ago, in March, I would imagine March of 2019, somewhere in that time frame, me and my boys were fishing, and no, May of 2019, excuse me. And we were fishing a tournament, their first tournament, and we went out and they went through 8 bags of Gary Yamamoto black and blue Senkos in one 7 hour tournament, 2 of them.
We've
And
done that.
my 10, he was 10 or 11 at the time. Caleb, my middle son, actually, I have 3 sons. Matthew's 23, Caleb's 17 now, and Isaac's 15. But Caleb came up to me and says, Dad, we got to come up with a new worm. We got to come up with something that lasts longer. And I'm like, I handed him a piece of paper and a pen. And I said, draw something up. And he's like, I have no clue what I'm doing. I said, you told me we needed a new design of a worm. Go figure it out. And 6 or 8 revisions back and forth, we landed on the Trifinity worm right here.
Ooh, look at that. Heck yeah.
A lot of people have said, well, that reminds me of the old chicken foot. And back in the 70s, I'd never heard of the chicken foot at that time, but my wife named it. Myself and Caleb designed it. And after about 6 or 8 revisions back and forth, I had my first mold cut, and I asked forgiveness and not permission. So that's kind of where Babe Rose Lures started. This was our first bait that we designed together and we came out with. Jason and Amanda, they're at Epic Bait Molds. They're the ones that cut this mold for me. Um, and that's our first bait, y'all, right there. The Trifinity worm. So many different applications. Right now on our website, I got a blog on there. 21 different ways you can fish this bait. So it's kind of up to your imagination on how you want to do it, but shaky head, quarter of an ounce. You don't have to go anywhere else with it. Now there's
I'm thinking spinner bait. I mean, all kinds of stuff. You can do all kinds of stuff with that thing right there.
jig, spinnerbait, buzzbait, chatterbait.
Yeah.
Uh, Now this is our 6-inch version. There is a 4-inch and an 8-inch planned. The 4-inch is going to be more tailored around the trailer part of it, just because it just being downsized the legs a little bit. But there's the big brother. That's the BFW. That's our
baby, look at that.
this. It is a meaty bait, so this is a Carolina rig in the dog days of summer right now when those fish just don't want to eat too much or they want to get one meal. This big old worm right here in front of them. But
saying, I mean, right now, I mean, I'm throwing a 14-inch worm up to. We actually got a challenge we're fixing to do here pretty soon, Larry. That we're going to be throwing a 19-inch snake. So we're going to be. It's over there on the bottom. No, the bruiser bag.
19.
But
well, heck, if you're going to go with a 19-inch, you need the Big Deborah or 10-inch too.
You say Big Deborah. You know we work for Little Debbie, and so a lot of people look at that.
Holy smokes! What a worm! Jeez.
Yeah. So, and what's crazy, like I've showed people that bait, and they're like, bass they won't eat that. And I'm like, yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. And so, but there's things like even with yours, I mean, there's ways how you can throw it weightless. You can throw it on a Carolina rig, and just drag it. If you're throwing it weightless, throw it over some grass or some pads. It's heavy enough that it's going to make an impression down on the mats or on the grass, and them bass just come up and just inhale it. And I tell people, like, because I'll throw, like, because we were talking earlier and I asked you what size hook that you throw on that, and I will throw like a 5 to 6/0 hook with it, and I'll make sure that the head of it, that I go down probably about maybe an inch down into the worm to where it puts the hook a little farther.
Yep.
But what some people may not realize is that when a bass eats, it's going to eat everything. It's going to be going head first anyway. So you want it to be able. It's going to. I mean, it really don't. I've noticed, like, if I'm getting like to where I'm missing it, then I know that I need to get a smaller hook to be able to start getting those hookup ratios a little better.
Right. I totally understand that. And when you're fishing those bigger baits, you just got to let them. You got to feel that don't. Yeah. You just got to let them suck it all in.
Yeah, and that first little thunk, you almost kind of just need to go on and eat like a half a sandwich just to let them just kind of just make sure they get it, because if you start just going on and just yanking on that sucker, you've already missed it. So,
so bigger bait for sure.
Yeah. So, guys, I do want to say this before we get started. If we can get y'all to smash that like button and just keep on kind of get it up, and if you can share it, we would appreciate it. And another thing is, if you look into the descriptions, and I'm going to say it a couple times there in the podcast, I have got every link that is for J Bros. I think except for one, I could not get one that was on, I think, the thread. But what we'll do is after the podcast, I'll see if Larry can go back on it and then just put the link in there for me. Just so we want everybody to be able to go to his social media and let's just blow it up, because I'd love to have a phone call here in the next day or so and be like, your guy's done it. So, but as of that, let's get talking about some fishing. I want to know. You was telling us beforehand. We do not have anything that has really like teeth or anything down. Well, I take that back. We do have some muskies and stuff like that, but it's just a rare sighting for them. How are you able to use your baits that you have for the muskie fishing?
Absolutely. And we'll just start with the BFW. If anybody's wondering, it's the big freaking worm, but it's our 10-inch Trifinity. And what I like to do here is I like to take a 10-aught or 12-aught Owner Beast hook, the flashy swimmer from Owner. And then from the bottom of the hook, I'll just take some braid and I'll just stick a treble hook here in the back as a stinger. And I will cast this out and I will retrieve it back to me. And the thing of it is, you do have the hook slot here that goes about halfway through the worm, so you're not having to drive the hook all the way through the plastic. But those
that makes a big difference.
The toothy critters are going to just T-bone this thing from the side. Yeah. Anyway, it seems like when they hit it. But on this one, if you want to cut it here at the first section or down here, if you cut it below the egg sac, I would use an 8-aught Owner flashy swimmer if you want to downsize it. But the full size hook, for sure, the 12-aught Owner flashy swimmer is the way I'm going to go with this, with a 5-aught treble hook as a stinger. Now, I have caught them trimming it off here at the back with an 8-aught flashy swimmer for largemouth. And I'll throw this in and around grass lines. And I've found that it works best right there at that pre-spawn where they're really wanting to chew and before they're moving up and they're eating, because you're catching them on the big mag drafts. You're catching them on larger baits, big glide baits right there before that pre-spawn. So that's another way you can fish this worm for largemouth. Now, when you get into muskie, I've got our 10-inch Sentinel tube. This is our 4-inch.
It looks like an octopus.
That's our 2875, and there's Big Deborah right there.
So, and which I've seen these baits and stuff on your lives, but that to me, I'm over here thinking, all right, how can I utilize Big Deborah? You know, on Chickamauga, it's a TVA, Tennessee River, TVA Lake. And so how can Pappy, can you think of any way how?
Yeah, absolutely. I stuff one of them switch rows in that thing and just chunk it. And then it really will be a Big Deborah.
Yeah.
What I like to do here, this is our older design. The head was a little bit thicker than I wanted, and I had some musky guys fishing it, and the bait was falling horizontal instead of head down for vertical jigging a muskie. So what I like to do with mine is I'll use an 18-aught BKK Titan Rider hook. And I'll kind of put the screw lock here on the side of the head and under the bottom and Texas rig it. But inside, to get this thing to float, I'll take a piece of pool noodle about this long, about that big around, and I'll shove it up inside here, and I'll work this across the top of the water as essentially like a spook. Now,
Really?
Wow.
I've had 3 largemouth blow up on it, and when they blew up on it, I was like, "What's going on?" And I'm ripping it, and they're not there, because
Yeah. You're gonna have to let them take that
I,
too.
I was too
And that's
excited.
so hard.
I mean, we all thrown a frog, and you're like, you see them blow up 1,001, 1,002, and you're crossing their eyes. They
Yeah.
gotta chew on this just a little bit longer, but it
Yeah.
surprised me. But I will catch a largemouth on this bait here in Ohio real soon,
So,
especially this coming fall.
are you throwing them in the pads?
Absolutely, I'm throwing it in the pads or on the outside edges of it, and I've got a muskie set up, Shimano 400 HG Tranks, 85-pound braid. So when I'm setting the hook, I'm setting the hook. So,
Yeah.
but that
Well,
18,
you kind of have to just to. I mean, them big old hooks are wide, and you're having to definitely put your big boy pants on when you hook set that with that beefy of a hook. So,
come on, Roy.
what
Yes,
do
you are
what?
good enough for me. Roy's over here saying I wasn't good enough for his podcast. Trust me, Roy, I'm getting to do this one right now.
I,
But
tell old Roy. I mean, this has been about a year and a half in the making, trying to get it.
right,
So, uh,
uh,
but goodness gracious, look at all. You see that on that? Just watch them. Just
Yeah.
you got comments coming like crazy.
yeah, on TikTok, and I can't. And Facebook has got a couple of them. And how do you see any of them?
Yeah, there was
Roy, we'll make it happen, sir. I promise.
USA Kayak Fishing Magazine. They wanted to know if you was on. Is that you on the podcast? And somebody said Judith Johnson said yes, it's you.
That's Mom. She's wondering where I was at.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
watching
Sorry for.
from Shelby, North Carolina. So
Oh heck yeah. So we were a little delayed on it. We kind of got talking before we got started, and it kind of next thing I know it was already like 2 or 3 after. So, but we are here. So what do you have for some smallmouth? We know that the northern is pretty well known for catching some pretty big smallies. So what kind of baits do you have for smallmouth?
let me see if I've got my ballpoint Ned in here real quick, and the one I didn't pull in here with me because my boys have got it in the river box because they fish the river tournaments also. But I'll show you some of our smallmouth stuff. This is our 3-inch glider. This is a nose hook drop shot right here. It's a very simple bait. That's in Morning Dawn. Um, Mark Rose here over in the left hand side of the chat. Um, he's a fishing guide out of
Yep.
Erie that I work with.
Yeah,
So
we're going to get Mark on here. I was talking to Mark at iCast,
yep.
and we're going to work trying to get it worked out to where we can get him on here pretty soon.
Right. Now, our number 2 selling bait is our 3-inch double trouble. This don't look like much, but you put it on a Moon Eye jig head, and it's real lightweight tackle. I use a very lightweight, very fast tip spinning rod, 8-pound braid to an 8-pound leader, and I'm shaking it as
That's your forward facing sonar,
this is
right?
what this would be our scoping minnow right here. You would say
Right,
we don't have per se a pintail minnow or anything like that,
right.
but
That will work.
this is definitely our scoping bait. Me and a buddy of mine, AJ, we scope up here in the fall and late fall, early winter, and we'll catch largemouth on this. But I'll downsize the head to about a 30-second, so it'll give it a slower fall. And we'll
Yeah,
locate these bait balls that these fish are swimming under, and that 30-second will just let it drift down, almost like a hover rig. And when it
yeah.
falls out the bottom of that bait balls, here we go. It's going to be I've caught my personal best largemouth on this bait,
Really?
right out behind my
Is that
shot
what,
in
so
Indiana.
that's what from that video that you I seen where I think that it was your personal best. You said that it was. You may have caught one since then, but I remember seeing that.
Yep,
Uh,
I was actually on TikTok live with over 200
Yeah.
people in there when I caught that thing, and it was. I mean, that's my reaction when I catch big fish. Now, our next smallmouth bait is our 2875 Sentinel tube.
Yeah.
Put a tube jig head in here. You can lightweight Texas rig it with a 950 Hayabusa hook, a number one. Drop shot this bait, but Mark, he'll drag these tubes. I don't have my ballpoint Ned. Uh, I don't have any ballpoint Neds because the boys got the boat and all my ballpoints are in my river box
Yeah.
that's in the boat.
Well, and guys, and I also want to say, uh, told me, and I felt so bad. He told me, he says, "Man, I'm missing out on a little dogfight tournament." It's supposed to be out with the boys, and I felt so bad because I know whenever we get a chance to be able to fish in a tournament, we love to be able to take it. But so, Larry, thank you for coming out, and we deeply appreciate it.
I've got a few little statements that's been made. Mark Rose says the Ned tubes Mark's magic hot. And then Jeff says very great baits. And then Jeff also says that Larry will help you out with your baits, and he will tell you the best ways to rig the baits.
Yeah.
So that's something that's pretty cool. That you not only you're also making these baits, but you're showing these fishermen you're taking it out there, you're testing it, and you're doing your thing with it. But you're also bringing back that information and sharing the wealth. So that's pretty cool that you do stuff like that.
I have to, and because right here, AJ just commented it's his favorite. He's talking about the double trouble and the tube here because him and my boy went up to Presque Isle Bay and just put a freaking hurting on them. Matt Dillon, you got any lizards? Matt, the trip is coming. It's
The
designed.
trigger.
All we
Oh,
so
heck yeah.
it's been a slow process. If I make it to this February, it'll be 3 years since I've come out with anything. But when I do release something, Mark Rose is my guide that I'll send it to him if it's for smallmouth, and I'll be like, "Give me your honest opinion."
He just made another comment. He said ask him about Lake X in the fall.
Oh, we
We got a
smash
lake
it, smash it.
we got one down here. That double trouble has been a hammer for hammering bass in Florida, and Anna Paula says same here. Double trouble on a skirtless chatterbait is my PB for PB Smalley. So guys, I mean, it's you just look in the comments of just the people that have used this, and I mean, it speaks volumes of just everybody that is commenting on here. I mean, I think I've already seen like 4 PBs that they've caught PBs off of your baits, Larry. And that's just on TikTok.
Well, here's one that says AJ is 25 to 30 fish on 2 tubes, very durable.
He's talking about this in here.
So
now AJ, I will let you know. Me and AJ fish together. AJ is my boys' coach for the student fishing league, and because my boys are in an age that they need to be coached by someone else because too much headbutting.
Yeah, I know about all that.
So he's got a senior in high school that plays offensive line, and so he knows he knows that straight from the heart.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but John Pate says, "What are the products do they sell? What I guess he's saying what other So John is Larry. John is the original king of the Glades, a good friend of the podcast, and been friends with him for six,
So,
7 years.
so the Everglades,
And
you're saying?
the Everglades, yep.
He's
And
down there.
so,
He's down there getting those big old peacocks.
yep,
So,
he's got them in his backyard.
jeez,
And so
that's a bucket list fish for me. Uh, I
it
can
is.
I can tell you that Mark catches them on our 3-inch double trouble and our 3-inch jester.
That to me, I'm glad you showed that gesture because
I love that thing.
that is one. I mean, fish catching machine right there.
Hold on a second. Some of the folks here, Jets fan, go on YouTube and look up Deck Talk Podcast. That's
Yeah,
where we're at right now.
yeah. Or if you want to stay on TikTok, just look up Deck Talk Podcast.
Yeah. If you want to stay on TikTok, look up Deck Talk Podcast on there also, Jets fan.
Yeah. So I mean, we've already, Larry. I told you this is going to be the fastest hour that you have ever had,
Holy
and
smokes,
because
it's already 30 minutes in.
we're almost pushing 30 minutes. So, but yeah, and that's one thing that I really when I started the podcast that I wanted it to be just like we're just guys out on the boat, just chit chatting, having fun, enjoying our time, fellowshipping with each other, and talking some fishing. I mean, we've had uh, college football players. The jersey that's above Pappy's head, Demonte Bolden. I went to high school with that. He ended up playing football for Tennessee Vols, and so he gave me a jersey, and then he ended up playing professionally in Canada for 8 years. So um, we tried to widen things out, and but it just getting on here and just talking and enjoying being with each other is has just been crazy. Just what we've been able to accomplish and stuff, and I hope that it rubs off. That people see the baits and want to and see everybody that is commenting and man, I hope you call me and be like, "Hey, these guys got to stop." So that's what that's what I'm.
I got a question here for you, Larry. Matt Dillon. He says, "Do you use salt in your tubes
Matt,
or in your baits? I'm sorry, in your baits, not your tubes, but in
Matt,
your baits."
Matt, I do not use any salt in my baits due to the machines that I use. Salt's very corrosive and erosive to my machines, but I've found that salt for me is a personal preference. If you have confidence in using baits that have salt in them, you absolutely do that. But for me, I don't have to have it to be successful in the water. So, given that and given the wear and tear on my machines, that is why I do not put salt in my baits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also want to. I still want to kind of stay on the baits, but I also want to talk about. You've got some like hoodies and hats and stuff like that, and other kind of merch. Am I correct?
Yes, we sure do. T-shirts. We've got a pre-order for hoodies and toboggans or beanies or stocking caps. Wherever you're from, they're called different things, but you know what I'm talking about. A beanie, toboggan. We're doing a pre-order for those here till probably the end of August, and it'll take me about 2 weeks to get them in. Um, After that, and then we'll ship them out to you. So if you want a hoodie, and let's be honest, it's going to start getting cool here in September finally, but fishing kind of slows down a little bit because people are starting to deer hunt. But I mean, we mix the two. We
Yeah.
try to make time for deer hunting and fishing. So
Well, we down here it won't start getting cool until December. So
Yeah, but I start hunting around September.
right,
I bow hunt, and so I'll start hitting the woods. Well, I here pretty soon just to get everything ready. But our
right.
season opens up about the third week in September.
Yeah,
Second or third week.
my boys have been pretty lucky. Uh, it don't slow down. Come on, it's filling fast, but it can't. Oh, Mark's wanting me to come up in October to fish with him. So we're trying to get that date hammered out just to be able to go up for a day and fish with him and get some content and catch some big smallmouth. But for us, I mean, my boys, Matthew, he's a millwright down in Florence, South Carolina. So he travels around a bunch of mills and stuff down in that area. Caleb is a junior, going to be a junior in high school. Isaac's a sophomore. Uh, Isaac decided not to play football this year, and they both tried out for the golf team. They both made the golf team. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, and you know what? I want Isaac to play football so bad I can't stand it because I played all 4 years in high school. But it's to the point to where I want them to do what they want to do and what they get enjoyment out of. And but like I said, or Colin, like you said at the beginning, my boys are fishing a Tuesday nighter right now at Mosquito Lake.
Yeah.
And they're doing it without me, and it's fine. They need to go out there. They need to get their teeth kicked in and learn. Uh, Traveling fisherman Robert here, he says he takes them coast to coast. He's not lying. He's in Alaska now, and he's been in Florida with them.
Yeah.
To Illinois with them. So, but the
And
boys,
fixing to make another move.
oh, they're done with Alaska now.
In September, here
Okay.
pretty soon, they'll be moving.
He'll probably go back down to Florida where it's
Nice and warm.
but the boys have been very successful, and I can't say enough about the Student Fishing League, the SFL.
Yeah.
If we hadn't have found the Student Fishing League in 2020 when we know the big C word happened and everything just, I mean, it hit the fan and it splattered
Yeah.
everywhere. If it wasn't for Harry and the Student Fishing League, my son Caleb would have been in a very bad spot. No
Yeah.
question asked.
And I think a lot of people, if it wasn't for fishing, would have been, because that was a big fishing was a good out for people to be able to. So, I do want, since we're talking about your boys, they just won a bass tournament not too long ago. Am I correct?
Colin, I'm trying to be as humble as I can, but it's like
Hey,
that's my boys, you know.
we give respect where respect's due. So I mean, we want to be able to, I mean, we got a time limit that we try to make sure we get everything in. And I mean, I want people to know that you're actually out using this bait, and you've got people that are actually out using it. You're just not a custom bait maker that don't have time to go out and do it. You have videos of you actually using this product. And so, and that's, to me, that's what it's all about, being able to get the word out. And being able, I enjoy watching your lives and seeing how you communicate with your viewers and stuff like that. And that was one reason why I wanted to get you on, is because I think nothing bad about Bass Pro, but Bass Pro don't need the money. I mean, when you've got local bait companies that are, especially that are around your area, you need to help them out as much as possible, because who else knows better about what you need on that body of water than the custom bait makers? And when Bass Pro, all they're going to be like, well, I just need 1,000 packs of Cincos and or whatever. I mean, that's how I kind of feel. Not trying to bash on Bass Pro or anything like that, but the fishing industry really needs to kind of focus in on custom bait makers, is how I feel.
There's a lot of good folks out there, and people have asked me, Larry, why do you use plastics from like Swamp Pro or 706 or Brazalo or Dave's bait cave, Danny over there. Why do you do that? Well, they make stuff that I don't make yet, and I have a use for that. And
Yep.
instead of going somewhere else, I want to support them, and I'll buy their stuff because now, granted, when we get a beaver bait and a lizard and a fluke and a scope and minnow and all this stuff, I won't go buy their baits anymore because I'll have one.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely 100% support a small business. If it's me, thank you. I appreciate your support. If it's another small business, I'm saying thank you for them, and I don't even know who they are because
And the thing is you will see an order of 10 packs a lot easier than Bass Pro sees 10 packs going out the door.
yes, for sure.
So,
But
but
you brought up Bass Pro, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bow my chest out here a little bit and talk about my boys. But they brought home the
There it
hardware.
is.
yeah.
They brought home the hardware for the first ever Bass Pro Shops School Cup Championship for Louisville High School
Oh,
in
heck yeah.
Ohio. Now, and I can say this with 100% certainty: there has never been a fishing trophy won in Louisville High School history, and my two boys are putting the first trophy in there the first day of school. And
Oh,
That's
heck.
all.
that right there, and they've already asked mom. They're like, "Mom, can we just wear our fishing jerseys to school when we take the trophy in to give it to the principal?" And she's like, yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of one of those deals that
Yeah.
um, I want I want to see the fishing community grow. But and fishing, you don't have to be the strongest. You don't have to be the quickest. You just got to be able to get out there and grind and figure it out.
Yeah.
But I want to. There's so many more outs for kids that are not the fastest for football or baseball or strongest for track or whatever it may be or coordinated. But you give a rod and reel to a kid and teach them how to cast, and they
Yeah.
hook that first fish and they're done. It's
Done.
it's something that they'll want to do the rest of their life.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be as humble as I can here, but it's like, woo, baby, my boys brought one home. It's
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they are going to be in Louisville High School as the first team to bring a state championship home.
Yeah.
So
That
and
is, that's amazing.
they
That
done
is
it.
amazing.
They done it at Mosquito Lake, and it wasn't by 2 or 3 ounces. It was by like 3.5 pounds that they won.
Wow.
So
Heck yeah.
it's not. It wasn't close, but there at the end, we had about 45 minutes left, and Caleb's like, "Dad, we got to go check this one rock pile on the east side." And I said, "All right, let's go." And we went down there and drop shot, drop shot the skinny stick in Morning Dawn, 3.5 pounder right there with
Yeah.
like 45 minutes to go. And then the awesome part about it was Isaac upgrades his fish with a jig. Caleb upgrades another fish with the same skinny stick. And in 20 minutes, I called 7 times off this one rock pile.
Woo.
And I'm like, guys, I can't. I'm soaking wet, digging in the live well, trying to figure out what fish weighs the more. And they're just handing me fish and figure it out, Dad. I'm it was the last 45 minutes was just we caught 7 fish in the last 45 minutes, and it was crazy. And I'm like, boys, I don't know. I think you might have this in the bag, but we can't go. We can't say we're not going to the scales, not bringing some weight. And the kids didn't know how much they had. I didn't know how much they had until we went over to the Bass Pro Shop. Uh, Harry told us we needed to be close to the last boat, so that kind of gave me an idea of what might be going on. And we pulled up. They gave them they handed them the black card, and they opened it up and handed it back. And Harry read off the weights, and there it was. Uh, they got it. So it was a very, very humbling experience for me.
Yeah. So, but I do want to say, well, we had a comment that was talking about your beard, asking if you was going to play Santa Claus this year. Who is that from?
My wife wants me to shave my beard. She absolutely despises it. So uh, I told her that on December 20th, which is her birthday, I would shave it for her. But it's been this October will be a year since it's been growing. So I've never really had a beard for any extended period of time. So I just wanted to see what it'd go. But she absolutely hates it and she wants it off my face. She's like, it makes you look like you're 60 years old. So
It'd be all right.
but
So
we'll do that for her birthday. And
yeah, you got to make Mama happy.
well, and then people are like, well, will you tie hair jigs out of your beard hair? And I'm like, what?
I've seen people do it. I have seen people do it. So
Thank
can
you,
you
Trevor.
show that gesture again?
Sure.
And because you was telling us like there's different applications that you could use that gesture for. Can you talk about that?
I just made a video on my YouTube channel that I just posted a week ago this past Monday. It was basically all things jesters. I think it titled it, You Can Do What with the Jester? So this is our 4 1/4 right here. And this is our 3-inch right here. Now, what's really cool is the next version of this is going to be a 2-inch. So the crappie and bluegill guys are going to go nuts over it. But just for instance, with the 4 1/4, chatterbait, spinnerbait, buzzbait, jig trailer. That's 4 applications. There's some folks, well, you can see this one here. It's got the O-ring on it. You can Nico rig this. You can Texas rig it, 5/0 hook. All right. Now with the Nico rig, you got to use the big. You got to use the big open diameter tube to stuff him up on here and roll the ring down to get it on there. But what else? You can use it as a topwater frog. Just use a square lock or a screw lock hook with a 5/0 and hook it back through the back here. But you got to keep your rod tip up because this will sink. Now, one of my followers, not one of my friends. I don't want to call him a follower. It's more like he's a real good friend of mine, Papaw, and he's like, you need to make one in all floating plastic that will float with a hook in it. I'm like, Papaw, don't say that out loud. Because I've got no more than 3 dozen requests of when are you going to start making one that'll float with a hook in it? And so we're gonna do some testing and all. Biggest fish you ever catch is big dyes it purple. I'll dye my beard purple. It don't matter. Colin, when are we going to fish? We got to have a fish off. Matt wants us. Whoever catches biggest fish has to dye their. Whoever catches the biggest has to dye it purple. There we go. So
who?
Matt Dillon.
Oh, that does sound something like Matt would say. That is definitely.
But Texas rig. Um, a buddy of mine will take and he will cut the back off of it right here at the legs, and
Yeah.
he'll use a little indent right here, and he'll put a straight shank flipping hook on it. And if you cut the back out and make it skinnier, you
Yeah.
now downsize your hook to a 3/0, 4/0, and then you don't have all that beef that you got to
Yeah.
jam that hook through. So he
That's
showed.
what Pappy will have to do because he's got one of them girly man hook sets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's see.
Thank you, Blazing.
I think the Rodfather said, "Handsome looking man, old white beard."
The Rod Father, how you doing, Brian? That's another guy that I help support because he takes veterans fishing on his boat just about every weekend down there in Florida. So I'll send Brian Bates to give to these veterans. You can't say thank you enough, but it's just a little token. Here's a bag of baits.
Yeah.
Take them home. Hopefully, you're successful with them.
Yeah.
I do stuff like that. The traveling fisherman's another one that I do because he goes all over the United States and he gets to put them in different applications.
Yeah,
So,
and he does, and he catches some fish, and um, I guarantee you, Larry. He said that he was. I don't know if you watched him yesterday when he was doing the fly fishing, but I guarantee you, if he takes that one of those little balls that's on the back of the worms that you have, I guarantee you he can.
well, I have caught rainbow and brownies with my 2-inch grub in Wyoming. I did take it
Yeah,
out there and I did fish that 2-inch grub. Now they were in real bright colors that I made for that application because I knew I was going to be out there doing that. And we went out there and I caught my first trout off the 2-inch grub, just casting and retrieving. Um, and then we got to fishing some streams and upstream, let it drift down, and then pull it back up with the tails there kicking.
yeah,
So I was successful doing that with our 2-inch grub. Our 3-inch grub's another one. I don't even have one here to show you, but our grubs are a little bit different. They have 4 tails. They have 2 outside tails and like a snake tongue coming out of the back. And
yeah,
same deal. If you don't like the 4 tails, clip the middle ones off. If you don't like the 2 double grub, clip one of them off, and you got a single tail grub.
yeah.
So
So, and because I do want to say, like, how much you support high school fishing, it just blows my mind and stuff like that. Of like how generous and stuff that you are, um, and I'm sure that they're yanking fish up and out of the water, but I really appreciate that. I mean, because again, like what we was talking about earlier, I mean, we need to get these kids. I'd rather see them out on the water than seeing them with an Xbox or PlayStation controller. Yeah. So,
yeah.
um,
Steve,
so
I do make custom colors. It's on my website. It's got a big color wheel, and we do color drops. Currently, right now, Bleeding Shad is our color drop for the next 2 weeks. Um, it's a color that y'all came up with, my customers came up with, my followers came up with, and or if you have a custom color that you want to do, we can build it together. But I need a sample of what you want it to look like, uh, and go from there on
yeah,
the colors parts of it. But I'm to the point now that I'm getting busy enough that if I do a custom color, it'll have to be a minimum 25 bag order, so I can fit it in and make it. Because usually a custom is a laminate, and that's a minimum of a gallon worth of plastic for 25 bags. So,
I want to also the Rod Father. I want to thank him and thank you as well for what y'all do for the veterans. Um, just because I hear what a few months ago, my gunner that I served with over in Afghanistan, he was going through some stuff and took his life. You know, stuff like that right there is very important because you never know what that will do to help a veteran out just by taking them fishing. You
yep,
know, so really, thank you for that. Thank you for that.
for sure.
I was asked to ask you about the Sunday Power Hour.
All right, the Sunday Color Request Power Hour. I'm at home in Louisville, Ohio now, but when I'm in Indiana on Sunday evenings, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening, I do the Color Request Power Hours where people will be in my lives and we will pick a color. I'll pick just a random person to build a color with, and they build that color right there in front of me. They tell me 5 more drops, 10 more drops, a little bit more flake, what size flake, and I'll show them the different, and we'll build these things together. And from there, those colors that we build, 3 or 4 colors at night, go into a selection pool. And then when we get through 4 color drops, which is roughly 2 months of running them back to back, 2 weeks at a time, uh, uh, it is like Bleeding Shad is right now. It started Monday. So it'll run 2 weeks from this Monday, 2 weeks to the following Monday. Then another color will take over on that following Monday at 9 a.m. It's going to be Night Bite Night Bite or Maestro Shad, one of the others. And then Maestro Shad will take over, and I'll be back in Indiana. And before long, we'll have 12 new colors up on the board. And then I'll make a video of it. People vote on what they want to have as color drops. So,
That is very smart. That is smart.
well, Colin, I want my customers to be involved with what we do. Okay,
Yeah.
if you tell me that a green pumpkin with a hot pink laminate is going to be the best seller that I've ever had, we'll make it, and then we'll let the people decide if that's what they want.
Yeah.
And you get 4 or 5 days to vote on it. I tally the votes, and the top 4 make it. And then we schedule that for over the 2 months. And then during
Yeah.
that 2 months, we start making new colors. And then every year, what I'm going to start doing after show season, probably March, April timeframe, all the color drops we've done for the whole year, I'm going to take them and auction them off, starting at basically $1 a bag. And if you want your color drop that you're helping me build, there's your chance to buy it. Or
Yeah.
if you want to buy it at that time, it's going to be $15, and you're going to get 20 to 30 baits, depending on what you want it run in.
That is awesome.
And I'll keep a couple samples for pictures, and on Monday, I'll pack it up and I'll send it to you. You just send it to me on PayPal.
Yeah. So, Diehard Angler Apps says it's just fun for the J Bros community. So, and that is true. I mean, I've enjoyed watching, because some of the stuff I've watched it in the colors, and I'm like, that when you're mixing it and stuff, I'm like, that ain't gonna, no, that ain't. But then it actually, when you pull them, I mean, I'm like, dang, that actually looks pretty good.
I've had a lot of those, and it's going to happen. Will I have a booth next year at the Classic? Matt, unfortunately not, because it's too expensive. Way
Yeah.
too expensive for me as a small company right now. I will be in Knoxville, though, for that show in January. So
That's what I was about to ask. Am I going to see you again in Knoxville?
I am going to be at East Tennessee. We're going to kind of do it upright. I got to get a lot of my shelving, well, not shelving, my racking and all together. But I just paid for my booth and my power, and I'm going to have a setup. Let me just say that. That's the plans. I've got a plan now. I just got to work it. So,
Well, and the thing is, like I don't know if people seen your lives and stuff. I got to see it firsthand with the pranks that was going on at the Knoxville with Swamp Pros. They guys, they were going back and forth, putting each other's baits on the tables or in the buckets and stuff like that. And I was like, these guys are crazy.
but it's all in good fun, you know.
Oh yeah,
It's all in good fun. If you can't have fun with doing what you love, go do something else.
yeah.
So,
So, it's almost been an hour, golly,
geez.
and I do want to ask you though, Larry. What is your goals? It may be like, let's just say like a 5 to 10 year goal. What do you have set for? This is where I want to be in 5 years or in 10 years. What would be your goal that you have set?
In 5 years, everybody in the United States will have heard of J Bros Lures. Every fisherman. It's going to happen because I want it to happen, and because I work too freaking hard for it not to happen.
Yeah,
I love what I do. Um, I'm lucky to be here with my family right now because myself, my mom, my dad, Thomas, we busted hump for 4 months. We ran over 155 gallons worth of plastisol to build up inventory for the year, to basically where I can come home and spend some time here, and all Thomas basically has to do is pack orders.
yeah,
Um, and when I go back in September, that's what we're going to do for the following year. We're going to build enough baits for a 20% growth, and we're going to go from there. But 10 years, uh, watch out, Zoom. Watch out, Missile. Watch out, Gary. I'm sorry. I'm coming after all of them.
well, and the thing is, if you don't put, like, some people may hear you say that and like that's some far fetched goals to be able to have, like, to say even to Zoom and Missile and stuff like that. But if you don't set them goals, you won't ever achieve them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I, I can't get there, though, Colin. I can't do it by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I do it by the people that are commenting here, my folks here on TikTok. This is what makes me successful. I don't make myself successful. It's my customers believing in what I offer that make me successful. Period.
Yeah.
It's their feedback that I absolutely need. Good feedback, bad feedback. I don't care. I need it so I can be better as a company. And one way I get that feedback is when we do color drops or when we design a new bait. What colors do you want to see it in? We vote on it. And we take the top 10 colors, and that's what we're going to make. And if those colors don't sell 30 bags in a year, it's gone. That color's gone. We'll try something else. But I just don't want to. I don't want to say, "Hey, look at the next new thing. I hope you like it, consumer," and just throw it out there. You know.
Yeah. But and I think that what you're doing, yeah, yeah. Uh, I think though with what you're doing with the Sunday Power Hour, that is a hit, and um, and I think and just seeing the people on comment and stuff in it, that that I really do think that they really do enjoy that part as well.
Well, it's my thing is, Colin, is somebody is going to give me a color to make. I'm going to make it. And I'm going to end up selling 300-400 bags in these 2 weeks because it's going to be freaking amazing. Yeah. And then I'm going to send that person 10 or 12 bags of it to say, hey, thank you for the idea. But if people give me ideas, well, I try to name the color after him. Captain Mark's Magic. I don't have a Captain Mark's Magic, but Mark gave me the idea, so I named it after him. There's the Maestro Shad. Jeff gave me the idea from down there in Mount Holly, North Carolina. So it's Maestro Shad. It's
Yep.
If you give me the idea, people have to name their colors that they give me. They got to come up with a name for it. If you're going to build it, you better have a name for it.
So, let's see. If you got any more questions, we're going to
Roy,
start kind of wrapping it up.
we'll get with it, Roy, for sure.
We got one right here by USA Kayak Fishing Magazine. It says, "Last call. You do a Jester package giveaway. I'll fund it, Larry."
Roy, just give me a call tomorrow, or I'll give you a call tomorrow. Hopefully, sometime.
Yeah.
I'm running all over the boys in the mornings, but we'll make it happen, Roy, and I'll have Thomas put you something together and get it to you.
Do you happen to have the Bubba scales?
Yes, my son got one for his birthday in July. I sure do.
Well, what we can do. Stupid TikTok.
Steven, I'm glad you asked about that. Yes, we do, but it's going to be different. But awesome. Let me just say that. Real, the 2-inch Jester is going to happen. That's happening first. You want to do? Can we do 10 minutes question and answer, and then we'll call it a day? Y'all mind doing that?
Yeah, that's fine.
No, it's fine.
Like what I told you before. We've already been an hour, and it don't even seem like it's been an hour. So,
USA Kayak Fishing wants to do it for now.
Oh, you want to? Oh, I thought you wanted to do it for yourself. Oh, gosh. I don't even know how do we do a giveaway right now.
all right, well, let's do this.
Wait a minute now. He says no.
He said no.
I think he means no of me sending it to him to do on his channel.
Oh, okay.
I think he's going to do something like right now.
Right now on this. Okay.
Yeah, with y'all.
So, what?
Matt, right here, J Bros Lures. Yeah. It looks just like this on all the socials. Yeah. So, what can we do? Is it a trivia question?
Let's do this. Do you happen to have a pen and paper right there with you, Larry?
I do.
Okay. Let's do who can come or what is your biggest bass that you have caught?
Mine?
Yes. And so if you write it down and then
it's not official, but I can what in the world is this garbage? All right, sorry. I did not weigh it, so all I can do is guesstimate it. Well, I do know the weight on one, but I don't think it was my biggest. But if anybody's been paying attention, it happened 2 years ago. Or how about this? The closest weight to the winning weight for my boys that brought home the hardware.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, put it in the comments, and the closest weights will get the pack of the Jesters.
I'll give them 4 packs. 2 of the 1.25 and 2 of the 3-inch. So if they want to start commenting on it, do you want to run it for 1 minute?
Yeah, we'll do. Let's do the next 2 minutes, and we'll go from there. So, Fishing Magician said 14.35.
Are we starting now?
Yep, starting now. And then
the ticker's ticking.
And then Lily the Hammer, it says 18. Looks like 18 even.
Okay.
So, and
Colin, I just sent it to you in case somebody nails it on your end.
Okay. So whenever we get that, we will. Let's see if
I just texted it to you, so.
Yep, I got it. So I'm going to do this.
Matt Dillon, 21-6.
So I just showed it to Pappy, so if he sees it, we let's see. I think we hadn't had really anybody too terribly close. Well, one. So
1 minute.
15 seconds or a minute.
Yep,
Yeah.
1 minute.
All right.
let's see.
Steven Sturgeon, 14-6.
Willie Hammer again, 17.45, and Fishing Magicians at 16.54. They're going a little bit the wrong direction. I'll just say that.
30 seconds.
We'll go by who's the closest.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Die Hard Anglers says, let's see, 15-6. Lily says
15 seconds.
says
kayak
12-5. Tyler says 13-5. Fishing Magician says 13.75.
3, 2, 1.
Lily says
Stop.
Lily says 11-2.
It's up.
We had one get it right on the head.
Because Papaw pays attention in my lives.
I won't say that he guessed 6 times, though, Larry.
Well, we didn't say how many times you could guess.
No, we didn't. But he got it. So,
13.75.
right on the head. So,
I'll get with Papaw.
Guys, I do want to say thanks. This is the first time that we've done a live, able to do the live with the podcast on TikTok. And I do want to say thank you so much to Pam's by the River. And because I know one thing, every time I turn around, she is sharing it. She is replying and stuff to messages. So Pam, thank you so much. You really helped out, especially when there's conversations going on and we cannot get. And I know some people in the comments kind of get a little antsy, especially if we keep on going and they just see the comments, just keep on scrolling. So Pam, thank you so much. I don't know if that's. Do you know her or do you know them?
I met Pam about a month ago when I was headed back to Indiana. I met her for lunch along with Mark King from Lost River Lures and his wife, Miss Karen. So I finally got to meet her because basically I drive right by her house when I go around the bypass of Louisville headed to the shop. So
yeah. So Pam, thank you so much. We do have one last question that we ask everybody, and we're not going to leave you out on this, Larry. So, Pappy, you want to ask it?
So, Larry, if you could fish with one person, past or present, who would that be and why?
Aaron Martin.
Aaron Martin.
No questions asked. One of the best drop shotters out there. I don't even think I'd want to fish with him. I would just want to see how he
just be in the boat.
Drop shot.
Yeah, just be in the boat.
And then, well, I'll just tell you right now, my boys are working a pattern that Aaron Martin figured out. I think it was in Oklahoma when he figured out that these largemouth were eating blackbirds out of the nest, and he was flipping way back in these reeds, and he was catching these biggins eating these baby blackbirds. My boys are fishing in the pads right now because there's little black birds gray looking birds flying all around the pads up there on the north end. And they will land on a pad and stick their head in the water to get them a drink. And these fish are exploding on them. There's pike up there. And I watched it happen. I said, Caleb, do we have a black frog in the boat? He said, yeah, we do. I said, give it to me. I tied it on. He's like, well, let me trim the legs. I said, we ain't trimming nothing because I want those legs to fan out, look like they're wings on the water. 3 casts later, boom, 3.5er, he catches it on. He kind of looks at me, and I'm like, dude, they're eating these birds that are flying around these pads. Now, Lily the Hammer that's in the chat, she just fished up there. I know she witnessed the same thing. But it is the craziest thing ever. And when I seen it eat, it immediately took me back to that tournament where he done that in. And if I could, that would be the one guy I'd want to try. God rest his soul. But if it was another one out there that's alive, I'd have to fish with Mike Iaconelli because me and him are probably on the same energy level when we catch biggins.
That says a lot. I mean, we've seen him on the kind of go crazy on the deck of a boat. So, in which we just had him on. What was it? 3 weeks ago.
Something like that.
So we had him and Becky on,
Awesome.
And so we're scheduling. I was talking to Becky. We're going to get Ike to come back on with Vegas. Is going to come on with him. So
nice. I got to meet Ike at Columbus this past year. So
nice guy. Yeah, nice guy.
I've followed Mike since he was sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods. I mean, that's almost 30 years ago.
I was going to say, that's been a few minutes ago.
So,
but other than that, guys, I want you to look in the description, go to the social media, and I made it easy for you. Just click on the links in the description and start following if you are not following. And, you've seen some of the baits tonight, and you've seen the comments that's saying that they caught PBs. I think the last I counted was like 7 PBs that was on TikTok that was from his baits. With that being said, go grab you some baits and join on Sunday on the Power Hour. And if you want to get them some colors to be able to make a custom color.
Now, when I'm at home Sunday nights, we do tank test where you can see our baits in the aquarium rigged the way you want to see them. So, and when I'm in Indiana, that's when we do the colors.
Let's see. Fishing Magician says I watched part of the show with the Ike a little bit a while ago. Yeah, we've actually had him on twice, and so I'm talking with Bill Dance's daughter, trying to get him on, and as well, we're going to get Roland and Jimmy back on. So,
if you can hook me up so me and Mike can fish together, that'd be awesome.
Well, I tell you, let's do this. We are doing. I'm talking with Bubba Scales right now, and I'm going to do. I want to do like a content creator little tournament with the Bubba Scales, because you know how you can Bluetooth them and be able to. You can be all over the United States and be able to fish and do a tournament. So I want to be able to have like cameras and stuff on the boats and stuff. So I've already a good friend of ours, Jerry Brusso, down in Florida. He's the team. He fishes team tournaments with Roland Martin. He's on Roland's TV show all the time and stuff. He's going to come on, be part of it. Traveling fisherman Ike's going to be part of it. Then Jen and Dustin Mues, which is our social media marketing people from Nebraska, is going to be on it, and maybe we'll have somebody from Ohio named Larry Johnson coming a part of it. So,
That would be awesome.
yeah, I think it'd be.
I need to get into that, Matt. But the Ohio waters are not going to win. I can tell you that. We don't have 10 and 12 pounders up here unless you get
So,
a private pond.
yeah, I'm going to tell Jerry and Roland when we go to do it that they have a slot limit. So to fish with a curve is what I'm going to say.
24-inch slot limit for those guys.
Yeah, they're going to have slot limits.
3 fish only.
So it's going to be, for here, it's going to be Pappy and I on a boat. And then, if you
it'll
want to
probably
do it,
be my boys and me sitting on my hands on a boat. So.
Well, that's all right. So, but yeah, I think that'd be fun. And wherever Old Traveler's at, he said he's down with it, and so he just commented and said I can't wait. So
that would be awesome.
But guys, thank you again for watching and just listening to us just chit chat and ramble on. I'm sorry we only talked maybe about 20 minutes about the baits, and we talked the rest of the time about just fishing in general. Hope to see you out on the water, and go get you some J Rose Lures baits, and let's go rip some lips, and hope you have a blessed one, guys.
All right.
See you guys.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
See you guys.
I'll give my signature sign off.
All I don't know. I mean, for being the first, it's off. So for being the first time on TikTok, it had over 16,000 likes on it.
Jeez.
So I figured that was pretty big.
I got about 4,500 on mine.
So,
thank y'all. I appreciate it. I'm talking to my folks right here.
Oh, okay.
But no, I do appreciate y'all having me on.